Hey, welcome back to another workout. So today we are going to be using a yoga block and some optional ankle weights, anywhere from half a pound to 2 pounds max, I would say is good for this flow today. So when you're ready, grab your props and join me on your mat. If you've been following me on any of my other social channels, Instagram or TikTok, you know I've been a big fan of the block. Set that guy to the side and we'll just warm up starting on our hands and knees. Go ahead and bring your hands directly under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to do some cat-cow. So go ahead and exhale as you round through your spine. Take a deep inhale through the nose as you arch. Exhale through the mouth. Draw those abs in and up towards your spine. Really feel your shoulders glide apart here. Stretch through that upper back. And then as you inhale, try to lengthen the crown of your head and your tailbone away from one another and up toward the ceiling, finding as much extra space in that spine as you can. We'll do this a few more times, just waking up the body here, getting ready to move. Good. Give me one more. Big round. Powerful exhale. One more big inhale. And then we'll just come into that neutral spine. I want you to ground through your left palm. We'll reach our right arm up to the ceiling. Big twist, rotating through that torso. And then we'll thread the right arm under the left as the ear and the shoulder meet the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach toward the sky. Gaze is following those fingertips. Inhale, thread, and just stay here for a pause. You'll reach that left arm up, maybe roll through that wrist, and then you can wrap it around the right side of your body, pressing for the front of your right thigh to pull your left shoulder down your back. Broaden that collarbone. Should feel really nice. Then that left palm finds the mat. We open out to the right one last time. Set that right palm down, maybe wiggle out through your spine just to reset things. Ground down through that right palm. We'll do it on the left. Open, big to the left. Gaze is following, threading under, ear and shoulder meet the mat. Noticing any tension here, tightness, differences side to side. I'm always a little tighter on one side than the other. Reach that right arm up, rolling through that wrist, and then wrapping that right arm around the left side body, pressing for the front of that left thigh to really pull that right shoulder open and down the back. Right palm finds the mat. We open out to the left one last time, and then both palms find the mat. We're going to tuck our toes, press back into a downward dog, begin to pedal out those legs, bending and extending one knee at a time, feeling length through the back of the leg, the hamstring, the calf. Good. Both heels are going to draw down to the mat in 3, in 2. After this one, both heels draw down. Try to really press your chest forward towards your thighs, and then we're going to ripple and roll ourselves forward on our toes into a high plank, pausing here. Really hollow out your chest, spread your fingers apart. Feel your abs contracting. You should feel really strong in this plank position. Take an inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to press back into our down dog position. Again, pedaling out through those legs, trying to release any tight muscles. And press up and out of those shoulders. Both heels draw down, one last big stretch, and then you're going to roll forward into your high plank. From here, you'll drop your pelvis down to the mat, untuck the toes. You're in your spinal extension. Your gaze is just forward. I want you to find that feeling of your neck just aligning with your spine. It's like someone has a string on the crown of your head. Find as much space in that torso as you can, and then we'll just take a rotation, looking over our left shoulder as the right shoulder draws forward, looking towards the heels. Come through center, other side. We'll do one more each side, and then we will get started. Good. And to the right. Perfect. Press yourself back into an active child's pose. Reach those fingertips away. Stretch through those lats. And then we'll grab our yoga block and we will get started here with a planking series. So the yoga block is going to start just between your palms, and then again, shoulders are right over the front of those wrists, knees under the hips to begin. I want you to tuck your toes. You're just going to hover those knees up a few inches and then tap them down lightly to the mat. So inhale. As you exhale, squeeze your abs, draw them in and up, and feel how that sensation is what pulls those knees up off that mat. It's just a few inches. It's tiny. Fingers are spread wide. We're here for 5. Tap down. 4. 3. Good. We're going to hold lifted in 2. On 1, I want you to hold those knees lifted. We're going to step our left foot out, our right foot out. We're in a high plank. Now I want you to step your right palm onto the block, your left palm onto the block. Step your right toes in, your left toes in. Tap those knees. Lift. We step left foot out, right foot out, high plank to hold. Left hand down, right hand down. Step those toes in. Tap it down. This is our first flow, stepping out and out. Palm comes to the block, other hand on the block. We step our toes in and in, tap down. Good, let's go for another 4 like this. So first you're stepping into your high plank before those hands come down, and then you step your knees back in, our beginning position, in that kind of bear crawl. Good. 3 more, you guys. Waking up the shoulders. Obviously, working through those abs. Good. We will be doing quite a few different kind of modified planks through this flow. If at any point you're feeling like it's too much to be using the block, just ditch it. 2 more. Step it out, out, right palm to the block, left palm to the block, step in, and your gaze is just down and forward. Again, I want you to really be aware of where you're looking so that your neck is always in line with your spine. One long line from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Good. We'll do 1 more. Step out, out, palm down, down, step in, pause, little knee taps, up and down. You're just tapping up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, hold with me in 4, 3, 2, pause, send both legs out, pike your hips up, take a moment, really press up and out of those shoulders. This should feel like a good active recovery. We're coming back into our high plank. So I want you to go ahead and step your feet slightly apart. We're going to grab with our right hand for the block. We're going to set it right between our legs, so it's between those feet. And then we're here back in our high plank. Now, you're going to pike your hips up again. Left hand is going to grab that block. This time, keep it under the left palm. Drop those knees with control. Modified push-up position. We're going to do 1 tricep push-up. Press up. Lift those knees, high plank. Set that block back right between those feet. Come into your high plank. Now our right hand's going for it. It's going and grabbing that block. Setting it right under that right shoulder. Your knees come down. Tricep push-up. That's our next flow. Nice and simple, but I want you to move slow with control, really pausing in that high plank each time you come forward, and then obviously taking the time to place that block where it needs to be so that you can do your tricep push-up. Now the block is adding that extra depth on one side of our body as we move. We're going to add on to this after this one on the right side. So find your tricep push-up, press up, Now pause with the block between your feet. You're in your high plank. I want you to step your right toes up, your left toes up, left toes down, right toes down. Pause, drop those knees. One regular tricep push-up, no block under the hands. Press yourself up, lift those knees, pike your hips, left hand's grabbing the block, placing it under that left hand. Then drop those knees if you need to. Find your push-ups. So of course, if you're really strong in push-ups and you don't need, so pause here. To actually drop those knees, I want you to step your toes on the block, step your toes off the block, drop those knees, find your push-up in the middle. You can always leave the knees lifted is what I'm trying to say. Right hand's grabbing the block. Good. Block under the right hand, tricep push-up, lift those knees, send it back, full high plank, step your toes up, step your toes down, drop those knees, find that regular push-up. We'll go through this flow just a couple more times. So left hand grabs the block, drop those knees, press yourself up. I know it's a lot on the wrists. This is a really great way to build up your shoulder strength through these planks, and also to build up your ability to do push-ups. Grab with the right hand. Good. We'll do one more each side. So send that block back. Step those toes carefully up. Good. Drop your knees. One push-up. Press up. Grab it with the left hand. So one more on the left and then one more on the right. Good. Send it back. So hopefully this is kind of a fun way to knock out your push-ups for the day. Or at least slightly distracting. Good. One more on the right. Good. Now send it back. Stay with me here, guys. You're in your high plank. Pause if you need to. Whatever you need to do. I want you to step those feet onto the block. You're going to give me one knee drive to the right, one knee drive to the left, tiny little pike of those hips, fold at your navel. If anyone saw the workout I posted, the little workout snack, this is a play off of that. So we're knee driving right, knee driving left, little pike up. Good. We're here for 8. Pike it up. Now these pikes are very different than the down dogs that we do where we're getting a bit of relief. You are getting some relief off of the pressure on your wrists, but I need you to keep those abs engaged. You can't really send your hips back into a down dog because you'll fall off your block. So you have to focus on just piking up, squeezing your core, letting the core take the load of your body weight as you give those wrists a break for 3. Good. 2. We're just going to work our toe taps up and down off that block after this one. Good. So now tap right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right for 6. Just alternating your leading side for 5. Careful with that block for 4. Slow it down. Take whatever time you need to. Give me 2. Child's pose after this one. Up, down, drop those knees carefully. Press back into your child's pose. Roll out those wrists. Get a sip of water if you need it. And then grab your block. We're going to come lying down. So lying all the way down. Feet will just stay on the mat. We're going to continue to work through that core. And then we'll get into our glutes. Sorry, I'm like so stuffed up. So hands are going to go on either side of that block. I need you to relax those shoulders, glide them down your back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press into the block and curl up, getting those shoulder blades up and off the mat. And then inhale as you lower. Exhale, contract your abs, squeeze. Inhale, lower. Now what you might notice is even just the slight weight of the block. This is just a regular like foam yoga block, so it's very light, but it really helps you to engage the core, like the center line of your body, and maybe you're getting up a little bit higher in your curl, also because your arms are reaching long and forward versus behind your head. Good. We are going to be taking this yoga block overhead. So if at any point you have like shoulder issues or it doesn't feel good for you to circle your arms all the way down and around, you can just skip that part. Good. Legs will come into tabletop in 3. Inhale, lower. In 2. If you've done any of my videos in the last year, you know this is like a favorite flow of mine. 1. Good. Pause here, squeeze into that yoga block, bring your left leg into table, your right leg into table, squeeze those abs on. We're just going to start with some little curls here. So now your range of motion is probably slightly decreased. We're here for 6. Adding on with an extension of that right leg in 5. In 4. The right leg will extend as you curl up in 3. On 2, on 1, hold lifted for me. Make sure you're at least curled up to the tips of your shoulder blades. I want you to sweep your right leg down to a challenging level that you can maintain the connection in your abs. Pull it back to table, lower. We'll just start here for 6. You should not feel any increased arch in your spine as the weight of your leg extends down toward the mat. That means that you need to increase the angle of that leg. Just take it down halfway. The whole point is to focus on keeping the work in your abs and engaging those low abs, not how low the leg gets to the mat. We're going to add on in 2. Good. Exhale, lift on 1. Pause here. Take the yoga block into your left hand. I want you to pass under your left knee to your right hand. As you come back to table and lower the head and chest, the right hand passes overhead to the left with that block. So now we lift, curl, pass under your left leg. Right leg is extended. And then we pass it overhead, right hand to left, both legs in table. We're here for 8. We are going to add on to this in 7, but just get this motion into your body. We will start to extend our left leg as we lower the head and chest, passing the block from right hand to left. That's a lot of words, but you know what to do. Give me another 4. Make sure those hips are staying nice and grounded on the mat. Can you curl up a little bit higher? Try to relax through those shoulders. 2. Good. Now on this next one, I want you to curl up. Right leg is extended. You're passing the block under that left leg. Now as you lower and pass from right to left, that left leg is extending to a challenging level. Time under tension for those low abs. We lift and curl and pass. And then we pass, extend that left leg as your chest is lowered for 8. 7, take it nice and slow. Feel that continuous contraction in your core, being challenged even as you're lowered. Good. Give me 3 like this, and then we're going to hold lifted. Big inhale, pass and circle. 2. Good. On 1, hold lifted. Can you curl up a little bit higher? I want you to take this block, Press it into your left thigh. Curl up, holding that block. Now extend that left leg up to the ceiling, both legs extended. We're just going to pass this block in between our scissor switching legs for 8, 7. Can you curl up a little bit higher? 5, 4, 3, 2. Don't drop on 1. Both legs to table. The block is reaching over your shins. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. We're going to go straight to the other side in 4. Exhale, lift for 3. Pressing into that block, keeping that connection in your abs. Good. On 1, I want you to lift, take that block into your right hand, left leg extends, right leg is in table, it's over your hip. We pass that block, right to left, and then it comes around overhead, left to right, both legs in table. As you lower your head and chest, lift, extend that left leg, right leg is not moving. Good. We'll do 6 more like this. And then we'll add the extension of your right leg as your head and chest is lowered and you're passing that block from your left hand to your right. In 5, 4, good, 3, in 2, on 1, hold here. Now, as you take that block, passing it overhead, extend that right leg long, feel that pull on your low abs, and then we curl up and pass it under that left leg. Good. 7. Big breaths here. Big inhale. Powerful exhale to lift. Nice. Give me 5. Sweeping that block around. Make those arms circles really big if you can. Working some good mobility through your shoulders. 3. You're going to meet me lifted on 2. Pass it around on 1. Left leg extended, right leg is in table. Press that block for the back of that right thigh. Now curl up, elbows wide. Use that press of the block to help you stay curled up for the moment. Extend your right leg long. Now grab that block with your left hand and then scissor switch those legs. Pass that block under those legs for 8. Drop those shoulders down your back and out of your ears for 4, 3, 2, don't drop on 1. Both legs to table. Reach that block over your shins. Little pulses to finish for 10, 9, 8. Can you drift those legs out a little further from your navel to make sure they're over your hips? 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can take those legs wide. Just sway them back and forth to release through your low back, through your abs. And you guys, we're going to come up to some sideline work. I feel like we haven't done this in a minute. I love a good sideline series. So we'll add a little spice to it. What we're going to do is prop ourselves up onto our left forearm, left elbow directly under shoulder for now. And then your right hand, the block is like lengthways. And my right hand is just going to be on that block. I'm going to use it to keep that strong kind of like midline connection. So I'm lifting out of the shoulder. And then just bring your legs into a 90-degree bend, knees in line with hips, ankles in line with knees. We lift this top right leg up. Make sure your hips are nice and stacked. I just want you to kick that heel out. Foot is flexed. Bend it in. We kick it out and bend it in. We're not closing down. We're staying at hip height. Good. We're here for 8. Your gaze can be down towards the top right corner of your mat if that feels good. 7. Really squeeze that heel back, find that glute connection. Outer hips are working. Give me another 4, 3, 2. I want you to hold that leg long for me on 1. Hold it long, point those toes, sweep it forward, flex it back. Just in line with the hip. Sweep forward, flex back. Good. Now if you wanted to add a resistance band here, just to really spice this up even more, you can. The ankle weights, if you're using them, should be helpful. I want you to really think about lengthening that leg, though, out of that hip socket and keeping it high at hip height. Good. We're going to hold forward in 3. Sweep it back. 2. And back. On 1, hold forward. I want you to internally rotate your toes down toward the floor, heel up toward the ceiling, little pulses. So you're on this diagonal and you're just pulsing up in this internal rotation. We have 6, 5, we're sweeping that leg back in 3, 2, 1, parallel foot, sweep that leg back, point your toes, pause. I want you to press up on your block, wrap your left hand around your waist, little seatbelt push-ups. Leave that leg extended for me. Focus on that right tricep for 8, 7, 6, lengthen that leg, keep it lifted if you can. You have 4, left forearm will meet the mat in 3, don't drop that leg in 2. On 1, left forearm down, press up and out of that shoulder, bend your right leg in, flex your foot, pause, make sure your hips are stacked, right hand is still on the block, little fire hydrant lifts. Lift from the knee. I want you to think as you lift, you're pressing your top hip forward in opposition to really squeeze into the piriformis, that kind of like outside glute med area. Good. We have 8. Squeeze for 7, 6. Don't drop. In another 5. We're going to do some knee circles. 4, 3. Again, relax your face. Stay up and out of the shoulder. Keep your core lifted. On 1, just hold at hip height. Can you draw like an egg shape with your knee? Go circle up, down and around. Good. Circling up, down and around for another 6. We'll reverse this direction in 5, 4, 3, 2, the circles always get me. They're the best. 1, reverse, go down, up and around. Down, press up and around. Again, thinking that the knee is what is drawing that shape for you. Good. Give me another 5, 4, your knees will tap in 3, 2, on 1, tap those knees. Again, internally rotated foot. You're going to press up and away. Up and away. Good. Just for 8, 7. If you need to bring your body down in order to focus on that glute, that is fine. Give me 3, 2, on 1, hold it halfway, little pulses, little stamps with that heel. Stamp it up and up. Good, just for 8, 7, you're done in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Right hand comes back to the block, left hand around the waist. Final set, little seatbelt push-ups for 8, 7, really thinking this tricep is what is lowering the weight of your torso. The block is just adding that extra depth challenge. You could always do it without it. 3, 2, and 1. Come up. Roll out those shoulders and wrists. Maybe give that glute a tap. Let's hit that other side. So propped up on that right shoulder or right forearm, elbow under the wrist. Left hand is just on that block, sliding these knees forward so that they're in line with my hips. And I'm thinking I'm nice and lifted out of my core, trying to take as much pressure off of this shoulder as possible. Hand on the block, squeeze your abs on, lift that left leg, foot is flexed, send it out, bend it in. It goes out, you squeeze, and then it bends in. Gaze is just toward the front of your fingertips, maybe toward the top left corner of your mat. Good. We'll do 6, 5. You have 4. Again, if at any point you want to come down and either prop your head on your hand or on your bicep for better side lying, just so that you can focus on your glute, absolutely do that. I tend to prefer doing side lying that way. Extend your leg out, point your toes, sweep forward, flex back. Sweep it forward, flex it back. Don't let those hips rock and roll. You can always place a hand toward the back of your pelvis just to make sure you're staying nice and stacked as if your back was right against a wall. Good. We're going to hold this leg forward in another 4. Finding those pulses in our internal rotation. In 2. On 1, sweep forward, toes down, heel up, pulse up. Up. 8, 7, we'll sweep it back in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, sweep it back, point those toes. We press into our block, we wrap our right hand around our waist, little seatbelt push-ups. Keeping that bottom leg as long and lifted as you can. Working the back of that left arm. Adjust your block if you need to. You just have 4. Right forearm meets the mat in 3, 2, 1. Press up, right forearm, reestablish that good connection. Bend your leg in, lengthen, hips are stacked. Little fire hydrant lifts. Lift from the knee. Just let the foot and the ankle kind of follow. You're lifting and squeezing that glute. You're pressing your hip forward in opposition. Good. Time under tension for those glutes for 4. We find those knee circles in 3. You've got it. 2, 1. Make sure you're at hip height. Circle through that knee. Go forward, up, and around. Good. Give me 6. We'll reverse those circles in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse. Good. Squeeze that glute, you guys. You've got it. You're in the home stretch. Knees are going to tap together, which is like a quick little rest in another 5, 4, 3, 2, relax that jaw. 1, I say that because I feel like whenever I do glute work, my jaw is like clenching. All right, so toes down, heel up, press up and away. Go up and away. Good, you're here for 8. Squeeze 7, 6, 5, kick it out, up and away. We'll just find those pulses in 3, holding it in halfway in 2. On 1, hold in halfway, little kicks, little tiny pulses up, just for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, drop that leg in 3, 2, 1, gently drop it. So press into your block again. Now the legs are down, we wrap around our waist, and we just find that last set of those little seatbelt push-ups for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, you've got it, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, come down, roll out that shoulder, that wrist, and let's finish off with a bridging series here. So we'll come onto our back. We'll slide that yoga block under our left foot. Right foot is down. Go ahead and make sure that your heels are about a fingertips distance away from you. And then pop up onto your right toes. Hips will be nice and level. Hands will just be down onto the mat to support us. Shoulders anchored. I want you to hinge your hips straight up and tap really gently with that tailbone as you lower. Lift, squeeze, lower. We're going to get light on those right toes. In another 6. Making sure those abs stay down and connected. The ribs are not flaring open. Think ribs are heavy and down towards the mat. You're lifting from your hips and glutes. Good. Your gaze is just toward the ceiling, of course, but just so that your neck is nice and long. Your chin is off your chest. Stay lifted on this next one. Tap, lift, hold. Right leg comes to tabletop. Pause here. Extend that right leg long so that right knee is meeting the left. Bend that right leg in. Then tap those toes down. Lower your hips. That's our first layer. So we lift. Tabletop right leg. Extend it long. Find that length. Bend it in. Tap it down. Lower the hips. We're here for another 6. Using your control. Again, you can always place your hands onto your pelvis to make sure that neither hip is dropping as you go through the motions with that right leg. For 4. Keeping that right leg in tabletop. In 3. Good. 2. Tap, lower. One more lift up, right leg to table, extend it long, bend it in. Now, I want you to just tap your hips down and lift, extend the right leg long toward the sky as you lift. And then it bends back to table, stays there as you lower the hips. Good. We'll do 6 like this. 5. We're adding on an optional challenge. If it doesn't feel right in your body, you can just stick with this or the previous layer. In 2. That right leg stays long on 1. Pause. Now as you lower your hips, can you sweep that straight right leg down toward the mat? It hovers off, and then kick it all the way up as you lift. Sweep it down, lift it up. Good. Just for 6 more. Holding high with some pulses to finish. In another 4. In 3, in 2, inhale, tap. On 1, hold toes toward the sky, press through your left heel, pulse up for 10, 9, 8, right toes will meet the mat. In another 6, 5, 4, stay lifted. In 3, 2, 1, right toes meet the mat. Can you shuffle that block in between your feet? Keep both hips lifted. I want you to tap down, hinge, send it all the way up. We're just transitioning through center for 8, 7, 6, starting to really pour weight in that right side. Good. Give me 3, 2, hold lifted. On 1, hold lifted. Can you slide that block over? You don't have to do it if you don't want to. And then position it under your right heel. Pop up on your left toes. Sometimes you're surprised at what you can actually finagle while still working your bridge. Your hips are lifted. They're nice and even. Your ribs are down. Your abs are on. Now we just hinge straight down all the way up. We're already to that second side and we're almost to the end of your workout. You've got it. So proud of you. Let's go for another 6 like this. 5. Good. 4, getting light on those left toes. For 3. Hold lifted in 2. Good. On 1, I want you to hold lifted for me. Bring your left leg to tabletop. Extend it out. Bend it in. Tap down. Lower. Lift. Left leg table. Lengthen. Bend. Toes tap the mat. Tailbone taps the mat. Good. We'll do another 6. I like to constantly check in with my hips just to make sure they're staying nice and lifted and level anytime I'm doing bridge work, but especially when I'm doing unilateral single leg bridge work. Good. 5. Holding lifted with that leg and tabletop. In another 4. Exhale, squeeze it up. 3. Slow and controlled motion here. It's that time under tension starting to build that heat in your right butt cheek. Again, if you're feeling too much hamstring, shuffle that block in a bit further so you can adjust your foot. Pause here. I want you to extend your right leg out, bend it in. Now, we're going to tap our hips down. As you lift, left leg points straight to the sky. Get it straight for me. Squeeze your quad. That will help you to actually work and straighten through that left leg. Good. Give me another 6 like this. And then we'll add on that optional final layer. In another 4. Make sure the shoulders are staying out of your ears. Reach your fingertips away from your body. 2. Good. On this next one, hold it for me. Hold that leg nice and long. We're going to sweep it down and hover it off the mat as we kiss our tailbone down and then press everything up. Sweep that leg up. Squeeze. Straighten. Sweep it up. Press it up. Good. Final 6. Try to make it a really fluid motion, lengthening that leg down as you lower the hips. Press into that right foot. Hold it lifted in 3. On 2. On 1, hold lifted. Final push, you guys. 10, 9, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left toes can meet the mat. Roll all the way down. Maybe hug your knees in. Take a rock side to side. Let's do a quick cool down together. You can place your block out of the way. We'll come onto all fours just like we started. Taking some cat-cows to reset the spine. Big inhale, arch, big exhale, round. Arching and rounding, just moving in whatever way feels good to you. Nice. We'll do this for another 5. Tucking our toes in another 3. Just taking big breaths to reset. 2. Finding our neutral spine. Tuck your toes, press back into your down dog. Start to pedal out through those legs. You can always take your ankle weights off at this point if you would like, if they're in your way. Otherwise, they can just stay on for this quick cool down. Good. Drop both heels down to the mat. I want you to lengthen yourself forward into your high plank. I want you to float your left leg up and press back into a 3-legged dog. Now, if hamstrings are still really tight, you can always bend through that knee. Otherwise, it's a nice straight leg. And then as we come back into our high plank position, I want you to bring your left foot forward to the outside of your hand and just come into a really deep stretch through that groin. Nice lunge. And then pause here, root down through your right hand. We're going to draw our left hand under, thread the needle, maybe tap for that right shoulder, and then bring it up towards the sky, just like we did in our quadruped, except now we're doing it in a deep lunge. Circle it around and reach up toward the sky. Pause here. I want you to drop your hips slightly as you reach back, palm faces up. Reach back forward, left palm finds the mat, step your left foot back, hover that right leg long, pretend I'm pulling on your leg, find length out of that hip, press back into your 3-legged dog, should feel so good. Nice stretch for that left hamstring. You can even flex and point through that left ankle, it's up to you. And then as you come forward, rolling back into your high plank, bring your right foot forward. And just rock gently to stretch through that right side of your groin. Good. And then pause. In stillness, press your left hand into the mat. We're going to circle, thread the needle, maybe tap for that left shoulder, and then open, rotate out to the right. Gaze is following, circling, deepening that lunge. Opening out, and then dropping those hips as you reach back. Your gaze is following toward the back of the room, toward the front of the room. Press that palm down, and you just step back into your down dog one last time. Taking a nice deep inhale, and then exhale, ripple, roll forward. One final extension here, pressing up and out of those shoulders. Big inhale, and then we'll open our knees wide as we come back into a child's pose. Reaching those fingertips away from our body and thanking ourselves for moving today. And I thank you so much, as always, for choosing to move with me, for sharing my channel with your family and friends and anyone that you think would enjoy this. If you could just give me a comment, a like, make sure you subscribe. All of that helps to increase the number of subscribers that I have and continue to provide free content for you. Thanks.